Hello guys, play. Assassin's Creed 3. Day 126 of the month of YouTube and day 125 of the month part 2 and day 117 of the month part 3. Now technically, holy shit, ho ho ho. Nice work, guys, secret giggles. They say that technically this game it would took you 7 minutes to charge. Only this Assassin's Creed only works in this, none others. Due to the technically this Assassin's Creed is basically on it's a remaster, yes, but it would take a lot of time. So I'll be prepared for this. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, why this game must be really like taking time to recharge. Also, by the way, Kano and this lady is basically from the same age, or basically from the same era. But technically, no, I don't get it. One is a Native American, the other is basically African. It's kind of bizarre to me that they chose those two assassins, technically. But you know what? Kano is basically one of my favorite assassins of all time. No, for real. Kano is basically one of my favorites. A man who technically is the strongest. But also Kano, they say, is basically the strongest assassin because of his strength. And due to that, technically, he's have the four animal spirits: the cougar, the bear, the eagle, and the wolf. And also, he's basically having incredible durability and strength, capable of wrestling with the strongest animals in the forest. Also, with by be taken down by cannons, and still survives to this day. Still survives to those missions. I mean, the main weapon of this dude is a tomahawk. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Also, who remembers that Assassin's Creed 3 is a prequel to Assassin's Creed 4? Technically, I heard. Because Assassin's Creed 3 takes place after the events of Assassin's 4. Because Edward is basically the grandfather of Kano. Yes. Because the father of Kano is basically the same one who basically has an affair with Kano's mother. You get the point there. Which is regardless of the situation, but despite the efforts, Kano is considered a really muscular man-looking man. But besides the efforts of his appearance, his looks, his style, his efforts, and you get the point, he looks basically more minorish of an assassin. Because let me explain. This dude literally is my favorite assassin of all time. And also with, by the way, with the Olodovac, you can see basically you might see a little bit through and through, but he most likely a man who really sees is really a man who's basically a danger. And that makes sense because grandfather has two blades, but meanwhile his grandson uses two axes. And the story of Edward takes place in summer, where meanwhile Kano story takes place in winter. I mean, basically, Assassin 4, 4, oh, here we go. Inspired by historical events and characters of okay, it took a little bit long to judge, but we are here. Assassin's Creed 3.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found. All of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group. The same group that now had Desmond.
It doesn't make any sense. How powerful are those items anyways?
We know them as the Templars. As the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years. Even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins.
So you're telling me that
Bigger than all of us. And if we can't
those items are really powerful enough. How powerful are they exactly? How if they fell to their own hands?
It all comes down to him. To Desmond. done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end. We're here.
Who's moon? I guess
Let's
so.
go.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Son?
Sir.
Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us? Yeah. What happened? The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right, of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. There's no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
And that's it, que se acabó here. Last question, the world backlog, the world backlog, the monkey with the monkey for forever. But I'm going down to always now. I guess you can say now for clothes, we are supposed to be improperable style to get then and all. And the cloud means a chosen to all my ancestors and to the new. I think to die so to us, this one more like a bee. Improbable story, especially for boredom. But without boredom, you can save his world and theirs. And then piece. Okay, so I go here last one. Then and that piece.